Have you ever had a dream so vivid it stayed with you for years? One that didn't feel like a story, but like a warning. Mine played out the same way, night after night. I always died at the end. Until one day, in real life, I was there. Same place, same setup. And what I did in the next 5 seconds changed everything. I used to have this recurring dream when I was about 17. It wasn't scary at first. It didn't even feel like a nightmare. Just a loop, over and over again. In the dream, I was downtown. Early morning, the kind of quiet that exists just before the city wakes up. Soft golden light, empty sidewalks, the hum of distant cars. I was walking to school, or maybe work. I could never tell. But I always ended up at the same crosswalk. The same exact one. It was one of those wide intersections, the kind that feels like a small plaza. I'd press the crosswalk button, wait, and when the light turned white, I'd step into the street. Right as I reached the halfway point, someone behind me would yell my name. Not a scream, just sharp, urgent, like a warning. I'd turn around, heart racing, and that's when it happened. A city bus would come tearing through the intersection from the left. No horn, no screeching brakes, just silent motion, always from the left. I never saw it coming until it was too late. It would hit me, and I'd wake up at the moment of impact. The dream repeated for months. Sometimes it would change slightly. The clothes I was wearing, the time of day, maybe it was cloudy instead of sunny, but the sequence was always the same. Step into the crosswalk, hear my name, turn, impact. I never told anyone. It felt silly to talk about. It wasn't dramatic or supernatural. It was just a dream, right? But it stuck with me, long after it stopped. Fast forward nearly a decade. I was 26, getting ready for a job interview. It wasn't a huge deal, just an admin position, but I really needed it. I remember being flustered that morning. I had ironed my shirt twice because I kept finding new creases. My bus was late. I was walking fast, checking my phone too much, already rehearsing answers in my head. The interview was at a small office building just off downtown. I got off a few blocks early to grab a coffee and walk the rest of the way. I figured it would help me calm down. I was rushing through a stretch of quiet streets when I saw the intersection, and I stopped. It was the one from my dream. Not just similar, not close. The same. Same buildings, same cracked sidewalk, same traffic light, same crosswalk button with the smudged red paint. I froze. It all came back in a rush. The dreams, the feeling, the name being called, the bus. I brushed it off, told myself I was just stressed, that I was projecting. But something deep in me, something I couldn't reason with, was pulling at me. The walk signal lit up, and I stepped forward. 2 steps in, the hairs on my arms stood up. The air shifted. I heard nothing behind me, no voice, no sound. But I remembered. I stopped, one foot still hovering over the crosswalk, and I waited. 5 seconds. That's all. And in that sliver of time, a truck came barreling through the red light from the left. A work truck, big, loud, but not slowing down. The driver was looking at his phone. I saw him, head down, no awareness, no idea what intersection he was plowing through. If I had walked when the light told me to, if I had ignored that whisper of dread, he would have hit me. Full speed, no time to react. I backed up onto the curb. My legs were shaking. People around me didn't even notice. They kept walking. Someone in a hoodie crossed the street like nothing had happened, but I stood there, stunned, like time had bent in my direction for just a second. like something had intervened. I made it to the interview. Barely. I don't remember what I said. I didn't get the job. I didn't care. All I could think about was that dream, that loop, that split-second warning, and how it wasn't fear that saved me. It wasn't logic. It wasn't even memory. It was something quieter, a whisper in my subconscious, a message sent years before I ever needed it. I still don't know what to call it. Fate, intuition, a glitch in time, a version of me that already lived that moment and didn't make it. I just know this. I'm alive because of a dream that ended in a crash, over and over again, until I finally listened. And now, when something doesn't feel right, when I get that pause, that hesitation, I wait. Even just for a few seconds. Because sometimes, that's all it takes. Have you ever had a dream that felt more like a warning? Something that stuck with you until it suddenly made sense? If so, you're not alone. And maybe dreams aren't just stories our minds make up. Maybe they're messages from the parts of ourselves that remember things before they happen.